What is this?
This is Glock 47 MOS. This gun is so reliable, so ugly, so modular. Now, as you can see, all these three Glock 47s has a little bit different mods. Let's start explaining a little bit. This one is pretty much stock configuration. This one is most of the time is my teaching gun, just a flashlight X300 Surefire, very bright, turbo, super bright. And this one, I just recently competed at USPSA Oregon section match, which I won with this gun in limited optics division. So this is more of my competition setup. Now, this gun is one of the most reliable out there, of course. This gun has so much history in the back, and a lot of people use this in service or competition. This is proven platform. Now, why Glock 47 though? Why not Glock 17? First of all, Glock 17 MOS is discontinued, so I like the MOS version so I can change out my optics real quick. 47 versus 17 in my opinion. Well, in size about the same, except the dust guard. But the shooting wise, it feels just a little bit different, where this recoil spring is like stronger spring. However, in performance, I didn't really see a difference in time or accuracy. So because it's accessible, I am shooting Glock 47. Now, this one, in my opinion, yes, one of the most reliable gun, minus a couple things here and there. The plastic magazines, they can ding and shrink or expand, I should say. So you want to toss out after heavy use. But these are very cheap, 20 bucks, 25 bucks, depends on where you go get them. So it is actually financially very interesting option to go with. Magazines, I can have many, many of them. Guns are pretty nicely priced. It's nothing expensive. So I can pick up a few of them and without hurting my wallet. Of course, these three of them, you cannot buy a nice 2011, even selling these three of them. So that's the benefit of that. In terms of performance, how does it do? Let's find out right away. At 5 yards, progressive return drill. So I better turn on my vision focus really hard and harder every single shot. 5 yards, let's go. The last shot, I got too excited over there. Last shot leaked a little bit high. So if you look at the target pattern, hit pattern I should say, it's pretty tight. If you look back on Shadow 2 review, that's probably about the Shadow 2's group size for me. And the price point, yes, after putting all the gizmos, it comes to similar price to Shadow 2, to be honest. However, still it's cheaper. There's more aftermarket options. But now, I just shot my competition setup, so how about I shoot more stock configuration? Can I shoot about the same way as my competition's configuration? Same thing, 5 yards, vision focus. All right, I would say the group size didn't change a whole lot except one low left shot. Trigger is different setup between the two. So one time I was pulling the trigger a little too hard. So left shot is there, but not because of stock configuration. It's, yes, kind of. Trigger configuration, how it breaks is different on this. Now, all these three guns, I have different trigger setup right now. The most recent competition gun I shot was a tactical trigger. And the other one, this one has a Glock performance trigger, factory spec. So that's about it. Now, for Glock 47, if you do three things to your Glock 47, it's gonna be much better, fantastical. What are those three things? Number one is you put a nice shiny butt plug to close a gap. There's a weird gap in between the grip and the grip panel, I should say magwell and the grip backstrap. You definitely want to plug it in and your reload is going to be much flush, less likely have a fumble reload. Now, of course, this one obviously has a magwell for competition use. And number two is if you struggle having the Glock grip angle for consistent index, and also if you have tendonitis on your firing side especially, I would recommend just cutting out the back strap that comes with the Glock. This is basically Glock backstrap that came with the gun. So just cut it out a little bit and then make the grip angle a little bit straighter, relieve that angle. So it really helped me to have my forearms really fresh. I used to have the tendonitis issue shooting a factory Glock without modification there. However, this one I'm experimenting. This is from Lock Grip. They sell much, it actually designed specifically to get the grip angle flatter, but it's much shinier cut, smoother cut. My Caesar job, my garage cut is not as nice. It's got some sharp edges. So this is something I just recently put on. This is something that you might consider. And they do have different grip angles. So one that is flatter, one that is kind of in the middle. So what is number 3? Yes, the Glock is known to have pretty terrible trigger. Maybe not the worst, but not the best. So Glock performance trigger, in my opinion, is a very cheap way to go. Usually below $100, so it's very worth spending. When Glock performance trigger didn't exist, I simply changed out the disconnector. Wilson combat disconnector was only $10 and some spring kit, things like that. But I don't go there anyway. I would like to keep it much close to factory spec. So Glock performance trigger, you don't have to change out springs, things like that. So after those 3 things, I would compare it to Walther PDP. Walther PDP, in my opinion, I personally shot a lot of rounds, so I know it's reliable. Trigger out of the box is pretty good. However, Glock, after those 3 modifications, I feel this gun shoots much flatter than PDP. I would put this just a little bit higher than the PDP, although PDP is fantastic. I would say top 3 striker gun in my pick, but Glock edges it just there. However, PDP metal magazine sometimes is handful, good thing to have. Now, would I buy this? Do you see this? I already have 3 of them. I'm about to get 4th. Yes, hell yes. I'm gonna get 4th, I'm gonna get 5th, maybe 6th, I don't know. And maybe get much more tricked out. That's what I love about Glock. There's so much aftermarket support. I could probably get a Gucci style, ghetto style, tactical style, competition style, all kinds of Glock. So for me, price point, modulability, customizable ability, that's a difficult word, customizability, all those things in factor, I would probably say if you are to buy only 1 gun, you cannot have more than 1 gun. I would personally pick Glock 47 because there's options. You buy it, you can tweak it, you can just shoot it, so reliable. And if you go international trips and you have to rent a gun, they'll probably have a Glock, either 17 or 47. So should you get a Glock 47? What do you think? Of course. Bye.